welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Thembisile and I am back with yet another true crime case. And today's true crime case, we're bringing it all the way back to South Africa. So let's dive right into it. So today's case is about Thembisile Yende, who was born on the 30th of December in the year 1987 to parents Nesta Yende. We don't have much information on her father, and she is from KwaThema, which is in Springs, also known to be in the east of Johannesburg. Now, Thembisile is known to be the last born of 4 siblings, having 2 older brothers as well as an older sister. And as much as the family didn't really have much, with wealth and stuff like that, they were known to be a very close-knit family. She was described as someone who loves to laugh very loud, who loves dancing, who loves people, and known to be very kind. Now, Thembisile had matriculated in 2006, thereafter moving on to university where it is that she studied engineering. However, before completing her studies in 2010, she then fell pregnant and gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Now, in 2015, Thembisile then became an employee at Eskom, known to be a trainee technician. She worked at the Peterboth substation, and because it's a substation, only 1 or 2 people were known to be on duty at a time. It was also known to be, or rather is in a very isolated area. Now, while Thembisile's time working at Eskom, she then met a gentleman who goes by the name of David Ngwenya, who they then shortly after started off a romantic relationship. However, allegedly things did not go well in the relationship and it ended off on a very bad note. David was also known to be married and also have 3 children. Now, Thembisile would often tell her family and friends that David was actually stealing copper from work and, the type of dealings that it was that he was into and what it was that he was doing, with the copper. And she was also in the process, or known to have been in the process, of exposing David and his copper dealings. Now, on the 17th of May 2017, when Thembisile did not make her way back home, her friends and her family knew immediately that something was wrong, because she was someone that followed a very strict schedule. She knew whatever time she leaves, so she wake up at 5, at 6 she goes to work, or she's at work already at 6, she comes back at a specific time. So her family grew very worried, started to contact her friends, of which did not know where she is or anything like that. Shortly after that, posters were then created as well as a hashtag on social media, where it is that people just started to share information or ask whether or not anyone knew or had seen where Thembisile is. The police were then notified, and shortly after that, a K9 unit was then dispatched to go to the substation. Upon the police arriving, they found Thembisile's work car outside, and they basically started the search, which came out empty. But apparently there was a room or a storeroom or an office that was locked, and the K9 unit was unable to go into that room to search. Now, a week and a half later, after the family had grown very frustrated with the police and Eskom and how things were moving so slowly, they then decided to start a search of their own, and they made their ways to the substation, but unfortunately they were not allowed inside the premises. Now, I've heard mixed reports on this, so I'm not too sure what type of a call it was. But upon doing my research, there was a clip on the news where they had mentioned that the police stated that they received a prank call. And on this prank call, someone, or the person who was pranking the police, basically told them that there was a very foul smell coming from the substation. However, on other news reports, it claims that the workers, or the people who work there rather, claim that there was a bad smell coming from the office. But from what it was that I managed to pick up is that at the time of her disappearance and stuff like that, the family especially, they were protesting outside and stuff like that. They would not let any workers in. So for a worker to say that they suspect or that they're smelling a foul smell seems a bit off, because they weren't being let onto the premises. So I guess a call was made to the police station that there was a foul smell. Maybe it was a prank call, maybe it wasn't, but I guess whoever it was that made the call might have an idea of what it is that was happening on the inside. Now, on the 27th of May 2017, Thembisile's body was then discovered in that locked room. She was placed in a bag with a plastic over her head and had been beaten over the head with a crowbar and was also badly decomposed.
South Africa, as you can see, we are back a Peterboth substation where Uthembi was actually found yesterday dead. It took 13 days for Eskom to find my sister, who was actually inside the premises. The very same premises that was searched by the Nigel police with the canine dogs. They searched it the day after she was reported missing. Now, why was she not found on that day when they searched? And now all of a sudden, 13 days later, after we decide on a family initiative search, she now has been found inside that very same substation. And normally, during the day, there's no security in this substation. There's not even one security. My sister works alone inside that substation. But today, I can count that we have plus minus 20 security guards. Eskom, what are you hiding? What are you not telling us? The only thing we want is answers.
Now, it is at this point when Thembisile's brother then decided to be the family's spokesperson. Now, Thembisile's family states that on the day that she was murdered, she was actually meant to go in to testify against an Eskom senior official. And had she went through with testifying, a lot of Eskom employees would have lost their jobs.
But her family claims she had received threats at work after writing an emotional email to Eskom management, raising frustration with career opportunities.
She told me on Tuesday that we're attending the meeting, but Mom, things are not good, things are rough, because I know things are not well, and I was so worried that what is going to happen. So whatever happened to Thembi, I was expecting it.
Now, the security management company says that there is footage of Thembisile walking into work that day. However, in accordance to Eskom, they claim that there was absolutely, or there is no CCTV footage. But in accordance to the security company, you can see her walking in. However, the security company does claim that just after it is that she has walked in, that is when cameras are switched off or something. There's basically like a disturbance with the CCTV footage. Now, it is also alleged that she had been receiving threats just before it was that she was murdered, as she had sent an email to one of the seniors that she was basically like not happy with the working conditions.
The last EA of the substation, she told me that they had rough words, which are like a threat. So then, after that, she tells me, Mom, you know, I email. That email, even the manager is not happy. Many managers are not happy. Mama, anything can happen from now.
South Africa, we are at the Springs mortuary right now, where Thembi's body has been kept. Only today the family gets to identify ingane yabo. Yesterday, as a family, we were not given an opportunity to identify utatwethu, which makes me now ask another question. Why did they remove her without the family members being there? These are all the questions that I'm leaving to you.
Thembisile was then laid to rest in a very beautiful ceremony that was streamed live, as this at the time was a very, very big case. Now, Thembisile's autopsy revealed that she was injected with poison, strangled, and hit on the head with a crowbar. Now, a warrant of arrest was put out for David, who was later apprehended. However, he was released on a 15,000 Rand bail. And the heartbreaking thing about this is that her family found out through social media. And at least even a year later, the trial had still not begun.
And a year later, we still find ourselves in the very same position that we were last year. As much as we believe that the matter of Thembisile Yende is a syndicate, however, we're still sitting with one suspect, Mr. David Ngwenya, who is accused of murdering Thembisile Yende and who is still out on bail. With the case coming up on the 28th of June 2018, as a family, we are not sure what to expect in court. Whether David Ngwenya might walk out a free man.
Now, apparently there was a Sangoma or a traditional healer who had actually said in court that David, as well as two other people who all work at Eskom, had come to him, basically saying that they want to be cleansed and stuff like that, to release or to wash themselves off of what it was that they had just done to Thembisile. However, we're not too sure about this, but it was alleged that this is what he said in court. On the 28th of June, the state withdrew the case due to lack of evidence. Now, it had been a while since, the family had heard from Eskom, like even during the times of her disappearance and stuff like that. The family mentioned that, the day when it was that they realized she was missing, why didn't they try to contact them or basically like alert them that something is wrong? The company car's here, but she's not inside. So do they know where she is? Even during the protest and stuff like that, Eskom disagreed. Well, they not disagreed, but they didn't really come out to talk to the family or to talk to the media. And it was at her memorial service when it was that one of the Eskom officials did eventually speak, and it was revealed that she was actually due for a promotion at work. We don't know how true this is. Now, Thembisile's brother, who had been an advocate for the family over the course of this case, sadly lost his life in the year 2019 after undergoing a surgery. And that is the story of Thembisile Yende, guys. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what other cases you'd like for me to cover. I will see you next time. Oh, don't forget to like, to comment, to subscribe. Bye.